I love the fact that you left it with such an inspiring, inspiring message. Alright. Let's just watch this freaking caddy video. This is an old caddy, so... oh no. Ah.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome to the Caddicarus
Oh my god. The hair. The hair, baby caddy. The hair. Oh. Whew. Jump scare. No, I'm just kidding. Oh. I don't know. I probably should beat the first Hades. But, you know, like you said in my beautiful, wonderful birthday message, I'm shite at it, so I'll probably just end up watching a video.
To be slaughtered or salvaged. And let me ask you a question. Do you ever have those days where you just feel like playing a game that's made by French people?
Rayman!
Rayman. Do you know what he is?
Just play easy mode.
In fact, no, actually, no. I do know what he is. He's one of the most French things I've ever seen in my life. Take a man, lose the neck, lose the arms and legs, you don't need them, give him a scarf that somehow stays on despite no neck, and then pop on some Easter egg shoes, and voila! You have one of the biggest platforming juggernauts of all time, with like 50 ports of Rayman 2, one of the most loved 3D platformers of all time, and 2 incredible 2D reimaginings of the original formula released very recently that met with universal critical acclaim, including from myself. Makes sense to me. And today we'll be taking a look at the classic that started...
I honestly can't remember, but I think I only played one of the Rayman games. I played it a lot, but I honestly can't remember if it was... which one it was. God, my memory is shit.
The original self-titled debut of Rayman, made by Ubisoft in 1995, back in the day before they were... complete cunts. But is this game as great as everyone seems to remember, and do I recommend you pick it up today against Rayman Origins and Legends? Well, let's find out, as today we dive into...
Rayman!
Oh my god. Caddy.
Tastes like baguettes. And wine. So here we have an
Not
animated
the
intro
baguettes.
that for 1995 must have been mind-blowing for a PlayStation owner,
bagooties.
even though this game did come out on Jaguar first, but... yeah, well... We don't talk about the Jaguar. And we get a short and simple explanation on what's going on by this wizard guy.
Hi, folks.
Your friend kept getting mad at you for beating them?
I'm all right, thanks.
Phoenix,
Please get back
you
in your
bully.
hat off. Anyway, we find out that in Rayman's world, the harmony and balance of the world is kept under wraps by this thing called the Great Protoon, until one day it gets stolen by...
The evil
Yeah, Panda, I
Mr.
can't...
Dark.
You can't remember if you actually played any Rayman game. I can't remember which
The evil
one Rayman game I
Mr.
played.
Dark.
Memories, who needs them?
The evil Mr. Dark.
That is the worst name for a bad guy I've ever heard in my life.
How dare you?
What's next? Mrs. Immoral?
Rude.
Dr. Bad?
Wow.
Uncle Nasty? So...
Okay, that kind of...
Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon
Okay.
and everyone turns evil.
Not gonna lie, Uncle Nasty sounded like something like someone new to the porn industry would call themselves. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Ready to capture these things called Electoons that looked after the Protoon. So yeah, you need to rescue all of them if you want to restore balance as well as get the source of the balance returned. And then everything here takes a randomly dark turn for literally no reason at all.
They definitely need a hero to save them now.
Well, yeah, obviously. That's how it always goes, isn't it? That's just like those narrators of cartoony kids game intros. Everything's peachy, and then inevitably, out of nowhere, they always bring everything down. Like my trousers. Anyway, that's the plot.
Okay,
That's a terrible
alright.
thing. And through the very unique way of
okey-doke.
traveling the map as you look down Mr. Dark's binoculars, And a little bit of a hole on the side. Rayman must travel through multiple worlds of wonderfully rich and vibrant colors, impeccable animations, and really damn original ideas and environments as you break open 6 Electoon cages in every stage, fight some of the coolest bosses with interesting mechanics you'll ever see in a 2D platformer, gain new power-ups, and ultimately destroy the evil of Mr. Dark.
And before we go any further, can I just talk about how flippin' beautiful this game is? I mean, look at it.
This game really pushes the PS1 sometimes with not only the deeply detailed sprites and atmospheric as all-hell backgrounds, but also with the amount of animation on each frame of the game. There is so much going on in this game from the start to the end, and there's so much to absorb, and it doesn't even play it that safe with its subject matter as a 2D platformer and tries to be as original as possible all the time. Sure, you start in a forest, but then you quickly move on to a world made up of musical instruments, and then later on a world made up entirely of arts and crafts. Backing up this incredible visual design, which makes it one of the most standout and memorable games of the era, is the soundtrack, and holy shit, the soundtrack! Holy shit, the soundtrack! I may prefer Rayman 2 overall for its orchestral depth and complexity, but to poo-poo Rayman 1's soundtrack would be insulting. Every theme is memorable or ambient whenever it needs it, and every theme has its place cemented perfectly into the gameplay, whether you want a mysterious atmosphere.
Okay, I know this is not the game I played.
A terrifying chase scene.
These kind of levels in games,
battle against a giant sack.
Those kind of levels in games used to actually give me anxiety. Like, they actually did. Like, I know I'm really bad when it comes to like scary games and such, because it's just, they make me so anxious and I have panic attacks, and it's like, but also at the same time I love them. But those kind of levels in games, when the game is more chill and not supposed to jump scare you, it gives me legit anxiety attacks. I can't with those kind of levels in games. It's kind of up there with like the ones with time limits and escort missions.
And even genuinely beautiful scores for stages to make them unbelievably relaxing. It's easily one of the top 5 soundtracks
I
for
do
the PS1
love
ever, if you ask me.
soundtracks to
And the only
video
reason it didn't
games.
make my top 20 PS1 soundtracks list is because I honestly do prefer
You gotta
Rayman
work
2, and it
hard
was only one game per
to
franchise,
fuck up a
so
soundtrack
Hey, it's been a few
for a
years
video
since
game.
I've even touched this game, so let's go right back to the beginning, play from the start, and see how it fares up today.
Ah, this place brings back many memories. Pink Plant Woods. Nice, easy, and you even get that brilliant ending level jingle straight away. It seems weird that you can't punch yet, though. I swear you
always
could do
found that
at this
weird.
point, but whatever. Jumping the vines, reading these lines, smashing the pines, and oh, Batilla the fairy has arrived to give me a new power. Oh, punching. Well, that's not really a power-up, and more of a thing that every breathing person with a fist could do up, but whatever, it is what it is. Now we can defeat enemies without needing to stick our tongues out at them. I don't blame you, man. If I saw that, I'd rather drown too. And of course, now we can save our first Electoons from this cage over here. Well, Rayman, God bless him, at least he tried. So yeah, Rayman can actually punch in this game, which you will need to get good with. And it's a punch that you can upgrade with speed and power as you play through the stages with these little pickups. My personal favorite thing to do with it is jump and then immediately hit punch after you leave the ground for an instantly fast and far-reaching punch attack, equaling what you'd have to do if you charge your punch from a standstill. And the moments that you can use your floating fist to grab lives from a distance adds that extra layer of gameplay to make the limited moveset more satisfying. And another cool thing we can do here in this level is punch a fruit down, stick it on this guy's head, and then use him to grab a fist power-up. So cool. This first level also introduces us to the concept of enemies with different behaviors.
I'm not really
Some are completely
remembering
indifferent,
any of this
some can
besides
dodge you,
the,
some have
you know,
block
just the
periods. These
general
first few couple of
Rayman-ness.
stages are fantastic for
So I
learning
don't
the
think
ropes
this
and
is the
not
one
being
I've played.
too easy. So I think I'll just ride this fruit like a motorboat before giving money to the limbless magician that vanishes into his hat and makes me spin in happiness. This game's fucking weird, man. Oh wow, bonus challenge. Get 13 tings. tings.
Tings?
apparently.
Me like things.
And here is where you're
We
introduced
like
to some of the strictest
things.
and pinpoint perfect jumps in platforming
The
history with a character that
tingalingings.
isn't agile enough to make them. This is the first ever bonus challenge that you can play to grab an extra life, and even if you do it absolutely flawlessly, you can only just make it by a second. And I know it doesn't look so hard, but I've mastered this part of the game. I've played it so many times. You need to be so exact with your jump timing, it's almost criminal. You know, I think I should probably harp on the controls a little bit here, because honestly, they are far from the best I've ever
Captain
played. They are snappy and responsive,
Laserhawk?
absolutely, but
What?
pretty damn stiff and oftentimes way too clunky and slow for what the game expects you to do with them, especially later on in the game. Even from World 1, there are some jumps that are literally only possible with the most pinpoint accuracy and jumping from the very end of the platforms, which not only kills the flow, but also comes across as unfair a lot of the time, especially for a game marketed with kids in mind. And the perfect example of how bullshitty the control can get is with this part of Bandland, in which these trumpets blow you left and right across slippery surfaces as you jump from one platform to the next up a huge shaft, and you can't even be 1 pixel off or else fall all the way down again and start over, only to be blown off the slippery end way too fast.
Oh my god, no.
Skinnier than the gap between your feet. And look at this. I mean, what's even going on here? This isn't level design. Look, how do you expect people to do this? Tiny platforms with slippery surfaces and stiff
No, watch that
controls
show.
over a one-hit kill.
Rayman
pit.
snorts coke off a
level
stripper's-
2 starts
God damn it,
introducing more
Phoenix.
stuff that you can use your moveset with to change how levels
Why
and
do you
obstacles
always
work
do
around
this?
you. And it's still relatively easy without being insulting, all before throwing in the first boss level, which is pretty damn easy, honestly, but can be slightly unpredictable unless you've played the game a million times like myself. Oh, don't cry, Mr. Mosquito. Look, I know I punched you in the face a couple of times, but we're actually best friends. Yay! And now I even get to ride you around because you're my best friend ever. Bigger, yay! Rayman, why aren't you moving? Move, Rayman. Oh, no! Oh, the controls locked up. Why? Damn you, broken copy of my game that's 21 years old and has no front cover. How dare you not be in pristine condition and make me die? But maybe the next Batilla power-up will be something exciting. The power to hang. I'm sure that most people with hands could do that, but I suppose we're talking about the same guy who couldn't punch a second ago. These power-ups are lame. Okay, to be honest, they do get way better as you go on, including a very situational ability to swing on rings, and much more useful ones in the form of hair gliding and even dashing for faster movement and longer jumps. Gameplay is what you'd expect from this kind of game. 2D levels with oodles of exploration for extra goodies, rewards, and hidden electoons you need to save, new mechanics and obstacles being introduced in every stage and having them needing to be used unconventionally to aid with the exploration, and little power-ups to pick up such as increased hit points, which you can lose after every death, makes every stage feel worth looking around and more than just a
Yeah, I love
platforming
how
gimmicky
even in his
challenge.
older
I'd go as far as
stuff,
to say the
it's
levels-
like the random ass rage for a game he will either be praising or denouncing. It's like the rage is always there, simmering in the background, waiting to explode. Something always has to go wrong. I love it.
design here is more imaginative than most modern 2D Mario games, purely because it feels like every space is used for
Thank you,
something that isn't just there for
Cheesecake.
platforming around. And of course, the levels themselves feel built into the environment with not that many blocky designs.
my
in sight.
birthday.
Oh my, level 3 has other life forms here. What fascinating insight could be thrust upon me today?
What? I'm sorry? Could you speak up a bit?
In all seriousness, no, this is an awesome
said-
stage. One that not only has a tense chase with tense music, but one that also allows you to strategically place plants all over the stage to reach the top more efficiently. And this is followed by constantly smacking these goblin fuckers in the face because they're too short to hit under normal circumstances. Whee! I've got to say, I love these checkpoints, by the way. That's charming as fuck. Now, this bonus level may be a little bit too tricky for this early on. This is a little bit ridiculous, I must admit. But I don't care. This is way too pretty, bouncy,
I wonder if it's
awesomely
foreshadowing.
composed and tight to play all the other times that I... Holy shit, what is that? What is this thing doing in my game about a man with no limbs, Ubisoft? This may fit in with one of your creations in Unity, but it doesn't belong here. Look, it even burps up enemies. How much grosser could this be? Now I'm being chased by a big spiky fruit being carried by a tiny little mosquito. Rayman, slow down. I'm only a simple little boy. I can't take all of this shit at one time. And with that, World 1 is concluded.
He's only a
with an
simple
awesome
little
second
baby
boss that has
caddy.
many tricks up its sleeves. But we don't like those red mosquitoes, so we're not going to be friends today. You can
Xbox and
fuck off. And then this
PlayStation
follows on to an
room.
epic second
Yeah.
world of musical instruments, evil
Yeah.
saxophones, lightning eyes in the walls, okay, and many other tricks.
It
and
seems like
surprises that
every
only a game that
generation,
looks like this
the
could bring to
bricks
the
got
table.
So
bigger.
there we go. It's a wrap, everyone. It's all good. Let's go home. is what you might be thinking, but I'm not done yet.
Now, if you want to know what makes me hate this piece of shit game, at the same time as love this incredible game, you only need to look at World 3 onwards. At the point you reach the mountain stages, not only do the worlds get shorter, making it feel like they were running out of ideas,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Cheesecake, because
it's stretch out to feel like they're going on forever and make replaying them to grab the rest of the Electoons a complete
because that's how I have
my God. The difficulty.
my Xbox and PlayStation 5 set up. It's literally in one of the sections of my desk.
Past Picture City without losing every last continue I have, therefore making my save game useless and needing to start from the beginning again. The problem I've always had with Rayman 2 is that I found it way too easy, but here, the last half of this game throws some of the most unforgivable and brutal bullshit I've ever seen in my life. From huge jumps on tiny platforms, to enemies that appear at the end of the screen for no reason other than to knock you back into instant death, to a fucking scorpion boss fight that not only has one of the most ridiculous puzzles I've ever seen in a 2D game that requires looking up to solve, only to then throw you into an actual battle which I swear to God has completely random attacks from his tail that sometimes follow you to a T and sometimes don't with no rhyme or reason. Moments of being chased but being given absolutely no space to escape. What the fuck is wrong with you, game? To a moment in which you can't see what's coming up on a swinging section, so you never know not to grab this trap swing or else hit a thing that you can't avoid and die instantly, to another boss fight that quickly appears out of absolutely nowhere at the beginning and so could potentially kill you if you aren't ready to duck under it, and a following attack that is impossible to avoid in the middle of the boss. Look! How did that hit me? You can't run underneath them without getting hit, and you can't crawl fast enough either, so how is this fair? Oh, and there are moments of being chased by a rising hazard, moving way too fast for reacting time unless you know exactly what's coming ahead of the game, and of course moments that you just cannot avoid getting hit anyway unless you know exactly what's coming up so that you can jump down. The last entire half of Rayman 1 is the very definition of trial and error, not even fair or fun trial and error. Look at the pencils! How are you supposed to avoid that bullshit? This here, this is level design. Look at this.
Oh my God, my eyes.
And you have to somehow follow the tings. The designers must have had a very heavy lunch to think this was fucking acceptable.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah. Pencil sharpener. Oh, wait, you have to punch these things? Oh, that's fine. Oh, wait. I don't have the reflexes of a god, so now I'm dead. Toodly fucking pit.
Wow, get good. Get good,
so
young
specific,
baby
it's
caddy.
insane. I can't for the life of me figure out exactly when the hell to jump. I think it's not the top of your swing. I don't think that's the highest jump off point. I think it's just after the halfway point of the swing towards the direction you're going. Oh my God, fuck this. And it just gets worse and more unfun the more you play through it. And not only is the game not built around some of these platforming tasks with the slow and stiff Rayman movement, but it's also not built around fucking trial and error gameplay in the first place, with the fact that you have only 5 continues on each new game before a total boot back to the title screen. And after each continue you go through, you start with only 3 hits and 3 lives, with little to no chance of gaining any other lives, or if there are any
I
chances,
wouldn't make it far in this fucking game. I know it. I'm calling it
now. In the
now.
latter portions of the game, none of this means anything anyway because of the constant one.
I think I'm getting why I never played a lot of Rayman now.
Instantly, meaning 3 tries to not get hit once, and you lose a continue every 3 tries. So assuming you have 5 continues at this point in the game, which may be unlikely, that's 15 tries to beat most of the last half of Rayman 1 with absolutely no mistakes. Whatever. I know people can complain about Super Meat Boy being trial and error, but that game's unlimited lives, no continues, tiny stages, fast aggressive gameplay, quick sprightly controls, and instant reloading after death makes it extremely fair and fun. It's designed around that, and not even every stage is designed around trial and error. It's only a couple of them. And with this game, I'm not even looking for the damn Electoons. I swear, I'm just trying to reach the ends of each stage, going the easiest routes and quickest ways possible, and it's still close to impossible and not fun at all.
And of course, I still didn't beat my original record, and I still lost all my continues on Picture City, meaning that I now have to use codes to play the rest of the game.
And yes, the code may have given me 8 extra continues, but that means nothing when you
remember
have to
when
fight
games
the least
had
fun,
codes?
most random and most uninteresting boss in the whole fucking game, followed by the fact that you can't actually reach the last boss against Mr. Dark until you get every single Electoon in the game.
Wait, what did I just say?
You can't actually reach the last boss against Mr. Dark until you get every single Electoon in the game.
What?
I could barely just about beat the second to last boss with 13 total continues, going the least complicated and non-backtracky and non-puzzle solvy routes to grab some of the trickiest Electoons in the game. And your reward for going that extra mile, that additional level of torture to get every single fucking collectible in the game,
including
is the
hidden ones.
honor
Oh
of
no.
being able to finish the fucking game.
No! Oh God, no. You know something? I'm gonna use a code. I'm gonna look this up because I want to at least see if all of that bullshit is worth it at the end. Okay, nearly there, just finishing it off, hit OK, and oh, it's the wrong password.
You're
because
so
the power
heated
version
right
of this
this.
game
You're
doesn't
like,
have the
I'm
code that allows
glad
you
you're
to reach
able
the last
to
level.
come and stop by. I appreciate it, even while you're being heated.
Cats. Fuck. Love it.
Well.
Wow, this was a very tough one, I must admit.
Fucking
but I think
hell.
I must disagree with
Fucking
the
hell,
unbridled critical
Caddy.
acclaim this game got back in the day, and just say this.
Like,
After this game
now
was
I'm
some of the-
now I'm worried if Baby Caddy like accidentally shot a neighbor doing that. Cause what the fuck? Like, was there like news coverage of it, or did Baby Caddy like cover it up?
It's
This
bright, colourful,
what
original,
I wanna
charming, and
know.
kick-ass 2D platforming I've ever played, and the other half is a cesspit of hate and unfair bullshit that isn't fun to play whatsoever. And the grueling task of beating the whole game 100% just for the privilege of playing the final level is horseshit on a level that I can't even imagine. Like skyscraper horseshit, that kind of level. I don't envy any of you that managed to do this with 5 continues, especially if you were a kid drawn into its cute, cartoony art style. In fact, if anything, I feel sorry for you. But there you go. Sorry if no one likes
Yeah,
the
I
fact
don't
that
remember any of
love
this
and yet
shit,
hate
so
this
I know
game
I
at the
didn't
same
play
time,
it.
But you're on my video, so... Meh. If it's your birthday today or watching this video, happy frickin' birthday to you. Please remember to stay beautiful. And even though I still find Rayman himself
It is
badass
my
and I
birthday.
love many of his games, this first game in particular
It is my
nearly drove
birthday.
me to throw away my lovely Rayman hoodie into a barbecue, and I nearly followed in after it.
Hello there everybody, thanks so much for watching this video, and please stay tuned because the outtakes will be on in just a second. But first I'd like to thank the Pixel Empire for sponsoring today's video.
not the
where you can not only grab
outtakes.
all of my official merchandise that's
Does
being
it just do it
updated
in one
very
sitting?
soon, and not only can you grab
Get
high quality
good,
gaming,
baby
TV
Caddy.
and movie wall prints from dozens of things like in relation to
Gotta
Rayman
get
and
good.
2D side-scrollers and Mario or Kirby, but if you use the discount code CADDY on checkout, you can grab 15% off of any order at all. Yes, even from my merchandise and Pixel Empire prints, shirts,
I would
and
be
phone
so
cases.
surprised
please
if
check the
this is actually
description,
still a
check out the
thing.
site,
Like,
use
I
the
would
code,
honestly
and
be
enjoy wearing
surprised.
some lovely Caddy swag. I'm so sorry, I'll never say that again. That was awful.
Swagalicious.
Bye bye.
Subscribe.
And let me ask you a question. Do you ever...
No, that was me, I think.
Wait, is this still filming?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question today. So there we go, everybody. It's a wrap, everyone. Let's go. Fuck. Let's fuck.
Well then, that's one way to end the video. Okay. But honestly, that'd be me at the end, where I'd be like, I'd be trying to record something, and then I'd go to clean the lens, and I'd be like, is it still fucking recording? I'm just, god damn it. And literally, like, half the video would be just me cleaning it. Oh, baby Caddy.